What's up, gents?
Okay, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
All good? Sorry I couldn't organize some good weather for you guys. Today we're out at the World of Golf with the Funve Brothers. We're going to do a little bit of action at Hot Shots, see if I can beat the Funve Bros. Come along. Another rain delay. Gents, firstly, thank you for taking the time out to join us. It's been a cool day out. Sorry we couldn't organize great weather for you guys. But I want to take you back to where it all started for you guys. I mean, how do you even get introduced to the sport of golf, Keelan?
I think it goes back to our dad. We were actually, I think a lot of our friends know us as we die-hard footballers.
Yeah.
We wanted to be professional footballers. Our granddad actually played. So my dad got this job where his boss was too lazy to go out and play golf in golf days. So he sent him for networking purposes, and he took up the game of golf and we just kind of tagged along. He bought like these little David Ledbetter series DVDs when DVDs were still a thing. And we used to watch those when we were, I think Kieron was about 3.5. I was close to being 7.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just used to watch that and always ask him, Dad, can we tag along? Can you show us? And I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah. And I guess if it wasn't for your dad, because like I think I remember growing up and my uncle used to be a caddy. Same thing, he had the Gary Player VHS tapes, and that's what we used to watch.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't play, you probably don't even start to pick up a golf club.
Yeah, probably not. I think I've said this many times. My dad has, played a pivotal role in us picking up the game of golf, and where we find ourselves today, sitting with you here and playing overseas and playing different tournaments. If it wasn't for him, I don't think, like Keelan said, probably would have been footballers. We're mistaken for footballers sometimes by the way we dress or the way we carry ourselves, but we are golfers, and he was the reason why we picked it up.
Yeah. And when did you guys even maybe then start to think that hey, maybe not even football, but this golf thing could kind of work?
I think for me personally, I was 14 years old, still playing football full time and golf. But that year, January, I'd won the SA Under 15s. So I think I saw that was quite a big stride of feet in the game. Whereas with football, I had to choose eventually, okay, do I go take a trip to PE and represent Gauteng?
Yeah.
Or do I now have a chance at representing SA with golf? And also football is more team-based, the coach can hold you back. Whereas golf is individual, you determine your own success, and that's what I liked about the sport. Yeah.
And for you, was it a thing of, I follow what my big brother's doing, so I'm going to play golf?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I was 11 years old when I stopped.
Yeah.
We were still playing SA Kids, and I was playing at Wits, and like the training sessions were clashing with SA Kids games, the 9-holes that you would play, where you teeing off in the fairways and stuff. So I played quite nicely at SA Kids, very competitive, and always came home with a big trophy, which made me happy.
Yeah.
And so I decided, no, golf is what I want to do. Like Keelan mentioned, just the individual aspect around it, where you sort of create your own destiny and you create your own pathway, where it doesn't lie in the coach's hands, which can destroy, your, I wouldn't ultimately say your future, but the path in which you're heading into. So it was quite an easy decision. Obviously, or thankfully, we were good at it, so it was quite easy just to change. But yeah.
And at what point, I mean, in those junior years, and I think the era you guys are growing up in, there's a lot of competitive golfers, but where do you even start to think that this might even become like a profession?
Well, I think when we watched those, as I said, those DVDs, the seed was always planted to become a professional at some sport. But we were trapped between professional football, professional golf. So I think where it starts to materialize is where you see guys that have come before you that have played through the same ranks but have gone on to becoming professional. So for me, in my era, the guys ahead of us was Brandon Stone, Hayden Porteous. They were a little bit older than us, and we always used to check results at SA Kids, Central Gauteng, and you'd see their names. And eventually you'd walk on and see, oh, these guys are DP players, or they won there. So it's kind of that thing to say where if I do the same things they did, I set myself up to become a professional.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where you could see, okay, hold on, I can actually be a professional. Yeah.
And for you, pretty much the same?
Yeah, I would say it goes all the way back to watching Tiger Woods win golf tournaments. You know, igniting that fire when you see him fist pumping, holding a putt on the final hole. I think that's what really brought the fire alive within myself. I wanted to be like that guy.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that guy sinking a putt on the 18th hole and fist pumping, and the crowd is going crazy. And that's what we live for. Those are the dreams that we live for. And yeah, like Keelan said, he was obviously before me. He was an example. He still is. Guys like Dylan Naidu, and we used to look up to them. Marco Steyn, who also played for Central Gauteng, Karabu Mokoena, who had a great week this weekend as well. Those were the guys that we looked up to, and once we saw them transcend to do bigger things, like Dylan winning the SA Open this year, for me, I always believed in myself. I always knew that I can achieve greater things in this game. My mental fortitude is one of my biggest strengths in my golf game, and I know if I couple that with a few other things, that I can achieve good things.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge once you did turn pro? Like the difference you saw, like being an amateur where you're not necessarily playing.
I think on course would be set up. So when you play amateur golf, there's a lot of holes where it's set up quite easy, and they don't really play around with how it could be set up. Whereas once we got onto tour, and Dylan and I actually spoke about it on our first year because we traveled together.
Yeah.
We were always fascinated by how different it's set up, like the thought process behind a certain flag, certain tee box. So that was on course. I think off course is the logistics behind it, like traveling. Sometimes you go away for more than 6 weeks and you need to plan how you're going to get from A to B. And I think just the off-course planning, your caddy, where you're going to stay. So mainly logistics, yeah. That was probably the biggest adjustment, yeah.
Then, you move overseas to go to college. Firstly, how tough was that process now for you to have to move away from home and try and go make it on the college circuit?
Yeah, it came at quite a difficult time, I think, for our family. We lost our mom in 2020, May of 2020, and it was like right around that time where I was pretty much making the decision if I was going to go to college or not. And I ended up sticking it through. I was doubtful, obviously, because of what happened. I needed the family support, so ended up doing it. I'm glad I did it. So left in August of 21. I think the people that I had at the college I was at, College of Charleston, were really pivotal in my, making me feel welcome and comfortable really early on, especially with what just happened. So adjusting the process was seamless. I quite enjoyed being away from home and trying to figure out life on my own and becoming independent, and then obviously doing what I love, which was playing golf. And I was able to play more golf when I was at college than I was over here, where I was practicing for more than 6 hours a day, and along with gym, and then you fit school into that as well. So it was quite a nice balance where you didn't really have time to think about missing home, really.
Yeah.
You had the balance of golf, school, and then working out and traveling to tournaments. So my timetable and my days were filled up. So time went by really quickly, and I was having fun, which made it even better.
Yeah.
And I was just happy to be there and meet the people that I did, which made the college experience for me very fruitful.
Are you glad you went that route and not just turning pro and then starting out from the scratch?
Yeah, I've learned a lot about myself, not only on the golf course, like off the golf course. Like I said, just being independent, cooking for yourself, and doing your own laundry.
That's not too bad.
So I'm glad I did that. And then again, college golf in America I think it's really strong. You see guys coming out of college golf playing on the PGA Tour and finishing top 10, top 20 each and every week. So from a golf aspect, it made my golf stronger. I learned a lot about my game, where I need to sharpen up, and how I need to manage my game on certain golf courses that didn't match my strengths. And then I think it was the best decision I could have made for myself. I don't think I was per se ready to be pro as soon as I finished school, maturity-wise and in my golf game itself. So yeah, I'm happy I did that.
I'll take you back. I remember we spoke, I mean, just recently after your mom's passing, and you went back to Q school and you had to fight back to get your playing privileges back on tour. At that time, did you even think about giving up the game? How difficult was it for you?
I turned pro in March of 2019. Myself and Dylan again went Q school together. We got our cards, traveled together that season. I think it was August of 2019 when my mom was diagnosed. And that following 6 months or second half of the season, I wasn't all there. I didn't even play all the events. So yes, to your question, there was a time where I thought about giving it up. Fast forward to the following year, I think it was Q school. I missed my card by one shot, I think, and then the lockdown came with COVID.
Yeah.
And then May of that year, our mom passed. So I think in that time, I was fortunate that because of the lockdown, I was close or surrounded by family. And it just so happened to be that he was in that process of making his decision to go overseas. So I had a lot of family around me that kept on encouraging me to play. It was difficult, it wasn't easy. It was, as Kieron said, something that kind of took us aback because my mom was quite healthy. You know, she used to like jogging and always wanted to do comrades. So yeah, it was kind of tough, but I think the people that were around me, my family, kept on pushing me, and I was able to journey through those challenges and face the adversity. And because I had missed my card by one, I was stuck on the Big Easy for 2 years because of COVID as well. So I think through those 2 years playing familiar causes, always being at home, being surrounded by family and friends, they were kind of able to gear me back towards playing professional golf and relishing the dream. So grateful to all of them. They know who they are, and I always say he's one of them. He might be younger than me, but he still inspires me with everything that he does. So I'm glad that we bounce off each other and we're able to have that kind of relationship. There is competition, but it never gets in the way.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I remember bumping into your dad and Keelan at the driving range, and we were talking about your success in college, winning on the APGA tour while still being an amateur. When all of that is happening to you, does it then say the process I've taken is paying off and you're looking forward to that next step?
Yeah, I think, you know, I was reaping the benefits of all the hard work that I put into my golf game from 4 years old. Like, this is not exactly where I want to finish off, but this is the journey that I want to be on. I've ticked some boxes and I've seen some places and been to places that I want to be early on in my golf career and achieved some success that I wanted to achieve. So yeah, I was playing the APGA, and winning that was another stepping stone in the right direction of where I wanted to be as I was finishing off my last year in college. And along with those experiences, you know, it only helps you for greater things that are going to come in your golfing career. And yeah, I was truly fortunate to have that opportunity, play at Torrey Pines, play on the South Course, win on the South Course, and yeah, it was really
without
exciting.
A practice round.
And that success also then helped you to be able to play your first events on the PGA Tour, and that experience in Puerto Rico for you to finish inside the top 5 must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was surreal. My game was trending in the right direction from, I guess, October of 23 or no 24. I then won the APGA tournament and playing really well in college. I don't think I finished outside the top 12 or 15 in all my events that year. So my game was feeling really strong. I was in a good headspace. I was surrounded by good people. I played on that golf course previous years before that, so I was comfortable. I was in a good place, and I had my assistant coach on the bag that week, which he knew my game just as well as anyone else, since he was in college with me. So the experience was great. I didn't let the environment consume me, and you know, all the fans and everything that comes with it, but just to get my golf ball in the hole as quickly as possible. And I'm grateful I had that experience of being in the final group, you know, playing with Carl Phillips and Joseph Bramlett, being in the thick of things with 7 holes to go, 6 holes to go, you know, having the opportunity to win the golf tournament and have my PGA Tour
Did you
card.
start thinking about it? Like,
So
because we're watching them.
So the night before, my phone was blowing up and everyone is telling me, if you just win, you're on the PGA Tour, and you know, everybody's telling me all of these things, and I tried to shut it off, but you know, I also felt like I'm gonna embrace the moment. Like this is something that you know, you never know if you'll experience it again. I'm sure I will, but not at that point in my life where I was. So I just wanted to embrace it. I was embracing the fans. It felt really easy and comfortable. As you know, as hard as what it could have been. Yeah, it was just a really cool experience. Something that I always fall back on.
I know you were proud because I chatted to you about it, but you've also come close back here at home a couple of times. Where do you feel your game is now? And in the last few years, what experiences have you picked up did you think are getting you closer to that point where you can finally break through?
I think when you're a lot younger and coming onto tour, you're trying to do a lot of things that you see other guys doing. And a lot of the youngsters fall into that trap where it looks cool to hit the ball with a certain ball speed. It looks nice to hit it far. You're trying to play like a little, I would say, segments of golf that's not authentically yours. So I think for me personally, it's owning what I know I can do. So this particular season, I sort of played more to the strength in my game, which is my irons, or I'd say mid to short irons, and I'm not trying to put myself into too many positions where I feel sort of uncomfortable. So a lot of people will say, yes, as a professional, you should have the array of shots, which is true, it's correct, but there are certain shots where certain players would feel more comfortable, and I'm just trying to play to those shots all the time. So I think it's just, as I've said in many of the interviews, is sticking to my process and my plan and really trying to execute it as best as I can, and not falling into the trap of trying to look nice, because simple gets the job done. Yes, it's nice if you're aesthetic and you got the swag or the grip going, but simple always gets you across the line, and I think that's been my thought process, is just trying to play to my strength and keep it simple this season.
Yeah. It hasn't been long, but how have you found that change to professional golf now?
I think off the golf course has been quite tough. I have a lot of time on my hands, which
with no school.
With no school, and so I have a lot of time with which I'm trying to balance. You know, what can I do? Because you can quickly fall into the trap of spending, you know, like 6 hours on the driving range when you really don't need to, especially when your game's in a good place. So when I was over in America before I came home to play a couple events on the Sunshine Tour, I was really bored. Struggling to fill up my days and you know what to do, and there were some days where I even felt like I just don't want to practice. Like I'm gonna go out there and stand out there for 7 hours when I really don't need to. And so that's been an adjustment of just really prioritizing my time properly, doing the necessary work that I need to. But I guess being home has helped with that, because I'm able to go see my girlfriend, or I'm able to go see a family member, or chill with my friends, go play some paddle. You know, you can find things to do to take up your time. But in terms of on the golf course and professional golf life, I've enjoyed it. I think, you know, like I said, this is what I've dreamt of doing. All the hard work is for this moment. I've enjoyed playing on the Sunshine Tour. It's very competitive. The guys are good, and good golf can take you anywhere. Good golf wins anywhere, you know. So I was happy I was able to come and do that and get a few rounds under my belt before I head over to the US for Q school. So yeah.
I can just imagine your dad, Rod, watching you guys leading the Limpopo Championship. What was that like for you guys? See, for him especially, I can imagine seeing your names at the top of the leaderboard.
It was funny. So that little snippet that they posted on Instagram, we were playing the practice round the day prior, and we saw them doing like the whole shoot, or they were panning towards us. And I said to him, that's a cool video, we should use it one day. And the following day, it just so happened to be that we found ourselves 1 and 2. And I think I was on the course and he saw my name. I think I was ahead of him. And his caddy Jacob said to him, let's go catch it. So eventually after day one, it was us 1 and 2. I think it was pretty cool. Obviously there was the weather delay, so it was tough to keep the momentum or whatever, but it was nice to see that a set of brothers are 1 and 2. It's not often that you see brothers both playing professional golf that are both, you know, competitive or in contention in tournaments like these. So our dad was proud. He sent us a message. He was basically, I think for him, we wouldn't understand as kids how proud our parents actually are. We don't see the behind the scenes, and only they would know what the effort they've put in over the years. So something as small as just being 1 and 2, I'm sure for him made his heart very warm. Yeah.
No, I can imagine. Just in closing, so you off to America, Q School. What's the plans now? Say the next 6 months or so.
So hopefully I golf my golf ball really well, and I get through final stage and get my Corn Ferry card. That's my goal for the next, I would say the next year, honestly, for the whole of the 26 season. So I've got second stage coming up the first week of December, and then final stage the second week of December, of which I'll be playing at TPC Sawgrass in Florida. So that's my goals, that's my plans, and yeah, I think my game's in a good place. I'm ready. Thankful that I was able, like I said, to play these events and get my game sharp.
Yeah, on the Sunshine Tour, it's the time of the year now where we look forward to those co-sanctioned events in the summer. I'm sure you'll be gearing up for those.
Yeah, definitely. These are, I'm sure many guys have said it before, but this is the prime time to really, you know, take that next step in your career. We've seen the likes of Jovan through starting out with the co-sanctions, where it took him, unfortunate that he missed his card for DP, but I mean still it shows you the platform and the stepping stone that the Sunshine Tour provides to players like us, and especially Kieron's mentioned it, it's so competitive and good golf takes you anyway. So as I've also mentioned, guys that I looked up to prior in my junior career or amateur career have taken those necessary steps and won certain tournaments in the swing, which has transcended them onto bigger stages in their career. So this is what we play for, these other events we prep for. So that's my goal, is to, again, I'll always say, execute my plan really well, but do well in these events because the opportunities are there.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing you guys dominating at the top of leaderboards.
Thanks
Thank you so much, gents.
Thanks.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.